Well, that was a wrong one. That one said Saturday night. Whoops.
I was
Well,
wondering
it
how
is.
that.
It is Wednesday night, not Saturday night. The pinned at the top of the chat is a link for this week's poll. It's choosing a Mexican food. But there, if you haven't voted in that, head over there and vote. And tonight we're gonna do a bracket. It is a bracket night. We're gonna do best sidekick. But we do need. I only have 15, so we have to figure out a 16th one. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But tonight we've got American Hillbilly up. How's it going, Hillbilly?
Hey, buddy, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing just all right. G-Webs, what is that?
Bonus boost to figure out what this thing is. Anyone? It's obvious once you know what it is. It has to do with this dude. Anyway, thanks for hosting.
I'm not sure.
I think it cleans out the ring glands.
It's either, I don't know, I don't see how, with the suction cups, it needs to stick to something. But does it stick to inside?
It's super sticky. It's super sticky.
I don't know. The shape would make me think of like to go in a food dish to slow them down if they eat too fast. But you can buy dishes that are shaped like that.
Yeah, but this, I guess, is like if you got a stainless steel one or something and you want to use that one, that's what it's for.
Because our beagle was like that, where he would eat so fast he'd start to choke. So we had to get one of those special bowls.
Yeah, I try all kinds of ones on him. He really needs to have a maze where he can't, get any kind of scoop with his tongue. Like he'll scoop them up out of some of these shapes. But I'm going to try this one because it's soft silicone. Turns out it also gives him a rubbing if you do this.
We've also got Gizzard Gary. How's it going, Gizzard?
Man, it don't get any better than this. Thanks for having me, man. Making my night here with this bracket and stuff.
So far out there was Sergeant Joe Smith, X Adam 1, Woods. Good evening. Vulcan Rumble. Caucasian Sasquatch. Hillbilly. I think that's everybody that said something. Wood says make tacos every day. Sergeant Joe Smith is saying fajitas and burritos. So we'll take a look at that poll. There we go. And I had just put choose one: tacos, burritos, fajitas, nachos, or quesadillas. And tacos at 38% is winning, which I kind of thought. Burritos is in second, 22. Quesadillas 8%, and nachos. Did I say fajitas at 22? And then quesadillas 8, and nachos at 6.
I voted nacho.
I do enjoy nachos.
Well,
out of all the,
I eat all 5 of them. Let's be real.
I almost don't eat tacos. I would have put enchiladas if that was a thing, or a tostada.
What I would order most of the time would probably be fajitas. I enjoy that at restaurants and stuff like that.
My wife, that's what my wife will make most out of those. I don't care for burritos. Tacos, I do really enjoy, and nachos. I make nachos every few months. I'll make nachos, and I like just simple nachos, beef and cheese, tomatoes, and I'll put olives on it.
No
Now, if you
jalapeno slices.
No, I'm not a fan of jalapenos.
if you can get homemade ones, tamales are the best, man.
Oh yeah.
Homemade tamales.
Well, I really like a good chimichanga, which is just a deep fried burrito. I like the crunch.
Two-way chef and barbecue, fast food, or am I cooking it? If cooking it, quesadilla or burrito. If fast food, tacos, because the basic taco is hard to screw up even for Jack in the Box. I haven't had Jack in the Box tacos since the 90s, but they sucked. So I don't know if they ever made them better, but they were awful as tacos go. Everything else, the pure garbage like rice, tortilla strips, unripe tomatoes, etc. in for filler. Tim Allen, I like them all. It depends on my mood and if I'm the one cooking or if going to a restaurant. Riley Brown, enchiladas. And X Adam 1 asked, why are you trying to start trouble with a question like that? Wars have been started over less. And I just responded saying, I'm sowing chaos. And X Adam 1 in the chat. Well, fajita tacos. So tacos by default get a second vote. Sergeant Joe Smith had 3 burritos on grill for lunch. X Adam 1, my mom makes homemade tamales up here in Nebraska. People love them, and she sells them during Christmas time. And Sergeant Joe Smith said chimichanga.
Yeah.
Woods, tacos are the Beatles of Tex-Mex. Others are good for sure, but it starts with tacos. And that's another poll where I was just sitting, wasn't sure what I wanted to put as a poll, and I was sitting on break and thinking about nachos. So,
have you guys had like barbecue nachos? We have a barbecue place here close by that does pulled pork and cheese and stuff, and man, they actually are really good.
I haven't.
And then barbecue's like a ketchup squirt bottle, like at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So you can like just put whatever barbecue on it you want, the amount.
Roy Munson's out there. Good evening. Tonight, we are going to do a sidekick bracket. It basically where there's a main character and then someone that's their sidekick. So it's not like partners like Simon and Simon where they're equals. It's you've got one main guy and then a lesser character.
So BJ and the Bear, they're equals, just to make this clear, right?
Well, I actually have BJ and the Bears on the list.
Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Would that be partners or sidekick?
Well, They're
They got to be on the same side, be sidekicks. Right?
enemies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Yeah.
So we've got Wilson, the volleyball from Castaway, and Kato, he's the one on the right side from the Green Hornet. Barney Fife from the Andy Griffith Show. Robin from Batman and Robin. BJ and the Bear. The bear is the monkey. Calvin the Tiger from Calvin and Hobbes. Chewbacca from Star Wars. Dr. Watson. This one, it was hard to get a picture because there's no iconic Dr. Watson. So, it's basically every time somebody played Dr. Watson, they look different. So it's in here. I've got this series on DVD, but the one with Jeremy Brett playing Sherlock Holmes. And there's two different Watsons in that series. But, so Dr. Watson. Goose from Top Gun. Goose. Now this one, you could almost say they're partners. Kit from Knight Rider. When I made the list, I didn't think about that, where they're almost partners.
Well, if you can include Hobbs, who is an imaginary animated tiger. So,
well, Calvin is also imaginary and animated, and likes to piss on things apparently. Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants. Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. The one on the left, if you don't know. Samwise Ganges from Lord of the Rings. Tonto from the Lone Ranger.
My wife always asks me, so why is Tonto always getting tied up and beat up and knocked out all the time?
Well, that's because he's a sidekick. Barney Rubble. And that's the 15 I have, but we need to come up with one more because I was having trouble coming up with a good one last good one. So we need suggestions on the 16th. What's one more sidekick?
Who was with Lucy?
Ethel. Yeah. That was kind of tough because when I was coming up with these, I don't know. All the references that I'll have are going to be 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. But I know that there's some younger people out there who might not know who these characters are.
I've got one that comes to mind, but he's totally off base compared to the rest of them.
Me too. Well, maybe not.
That would be Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson.
Yeah, I didn't do Ed McMahon. It just didn't seem a good fit for the list that we already had.
Didn't say it was a good one. It just popped into my head.
I went to the internet and I told it, give me sidekicks. And it said Bender from Futurama.
Yeah, I didn't do Bender just because it's an ensemble cast.
Yeah. And then Piglet from Winnie the Pooh.
I wasn't sure about Piglet because they do spend a lot of time together, Piglet and Pooh, more than you see them more together than the rest of the group.
About Flo from Alice.
I didn't know if enough people would know who Flo was.
You could say all the Jacksons were a sidekick from Michael.
Okay, Sasquatch is saying Falco from the Never Ending Story.
Willow on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't watch it, so I didn't really know who the characters were.
Oh, that's the redhead girl.
Gabrielle from Sergeant Joe Smith saying Gabrielle from Xena,
Oh,
Warrior
snap.
Princess.
That's another good one.
Again, that was another one where it's old enough where are enough people going to know who that is? Did not have enough people seen it?
They got Tattoo from Fantasy Island.
I almost put Tattoo on, but that again came to is enough people going to know who Tattoo was?
There's no way anybody's going to know who Ed was from the Honeymooners. You don't have that on
I
there.
was
Yeah.
going to say Rocky for Bullwinkle, but I'm not real sure which one is a sidekick and which one was a headline.
I thought about that too.
Yeah,
But
those
Oh, right.
I
The
would
show
say
was
those are
called
partners.
Bullwinkle, so
But
X-Adam
Ed
1
Martin,
is
Ed Martin is essentially Barney Rubble.
Donkey from Shrek.
who's Barney Rubble?
What?
I didn't
Spock?
hear what he said.
Spock was
Oh,
almost
Ed Norton from
Yes.
Honeymooners.
Yeah, that's who it was designed after. Yeah.
Spock almost made the list, but I wasn't sure. They are
He's
the
not
two closest characters.
No, he's
But-
really friends with Bones too, though.
Yeah, it's again that's kind of almost an ensemble cast.
I almost say Scotty in Star Trek would have been the sidekick.
He's not really.
He's kind of the lone engineer who stayed down in engineering most of the time out of
In the
trouble.
new ones,
Yeah,
in the new ones, he is for sure. He's more of it because he's in it way more.
But now you could make the argument for Riker. Picard and Riker.
I wouldn't. Again, that's another ensemble cast where it's not the dynamic isn't like a sidekick dynamic.
They got Garth in here from Wayne's World.
I saw that. Yeah, I looked up a bunch of different lists to try and come up with it. Like Mario
Judy.
or Luigi, Mario and Luigi.
You got Waylon from Simpsons, Smithers.
No,
He's kind of a sidekick to what's his face.
Martin and Lewis.
They're calling Groot a sidekick to that raccoon.
I almost put Groot on there, but because
He's
he
intelligent.
is the sidekick to Rocket. And even though it's a large group, they were
Separate.
they were separate and then joined.
They're saying to the Back to the Future guy. Is that a
Doc
sidekick?
Brown.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another one where it just
They
didn't
got
feel
Hit
right.
Girl to what was that movie with Hit Girl? Dang, what was the name of that movie? You guys probably didn't see it, huh?
Tango and Cash are partners. That's not really a sidekick.
Kind of like Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah. Same with like Brian and Stewie. I would put them more as partners than sidekick, than one of them being a sidekick.
C-3PO and R2-D2?
The older I get, the more they suck. R2D2 is okay, but C-3PO sucks.
Oh, I never liked C-3PO. He's always been an asshole.
Short Round. He's in the graphic. That's was another one which I almost put in there. I didn't mind Short Round.
Oh,
The movie is bad, Temple of Doom, but I didn't mind the Short Round character. A lot of people don't like him.
I got you. I got your answer.
Yes.
Gilligan.
That was one I considered too, and I watched.
It's his little buddy. Come on, man.
When I was a kid, I watched Gilligan's Island and I liked it, but the older I got, the more I thought they should have killed Gilligan.
Well, or you could go with Dobie Gillis. I mean, same actor.
Nobody's going to know the many loves of Dobie Gillis.
Oh, I love that show.
Well, you're old enough to know that show.
It's great.
I did. Yeah,
Maynard
I did
G.
like
Krebs
it too.
is a wonderful character.
Roy Munson said the Temple of Doom is his favorite Indiana Jones movie.
They've got
It is not a good, in my opinion, it is not a good movie.
That's the second one?
Yep.
Yeah. So they got the guy from Unforgiven, that guy who he goes with in Unforgiven. Ned, they call him.
I saw him on the list, but I don't know.
Okay. Oh, Kick-Ass, that's the name of that movie.
Any
you seen
of Matt
Kick-Ass?
Dillon's deputies from Gunsmoke. Festus.
So we need to nail down a 16th sidekick. So what are we gonna go with?
We should do a bracket and nail it down that way. I don't know which all the ones you have.
Racking my brain now.
Kit, Barney Rubble.
Shoot.
There's no robots on here? No, there's Kit.
Yeah.
And you got a monkey. You got everything covered.
Because I tried to think of another character that would be like Kit, but I couldn't
What
think of
about
another.
the robot on the one where they get lost in space?
Lost in Space.
Yes.
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed's the star of the show, though. You'd have to call the
Well,
human
then
Mr.
Wilbur
Ed.
would be the sidekick in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that robot
We're
from
old.
Lost in Space. It's pretty much that robot's whole job is to watch that kid.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
My dog's sneezy today.
Oh, a lot of people seem to like on the lists Donkey from Shrek, but I couldn't stand Donkey. He was
Fucking hate
annoying.
Shrek. I don't like Shrek at all. I haven't even seen it. But I like Willow from, because every list that's out here has had Willow on her. Willow on it from Buffy.
All right.
Well,
Unless there's any objections, we'll just put that one in there.
I don't even know who it is, but
You never seen
I
any
didn't-
of the Buffy's?
I never watched it. I knew of it, but never watched it.
Did you see that
what
movie?
now?
There's a movie called Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the 80s, and then they made a TV show in the 90s.
I saw the movie. I never saw the
Okay.
TV
Yeah, I
show.
saw the movie and I didn't watch the TV show.
Different people from the TV show to the movie, but same premise essentially. But it's like a town is haunted. It's kind of like Archie or something. It's like a teenage show. It's like one of those Superman shows. It's for like teenagers. But we were all teenagers back then, I think. But it's the same premise. Like, what happens in that movie? The people get turned into vampires, and she has to go around staking them all the time.
How about Sergeant Carter? He'd be a sidekick for Gomer Pyle.
All right, so we're gonna go with these. What we've got. So Calvin,
You know,
Pinky, Chewbacca, Barney Rubble, Willow, Patrick, Samwise, Dr. Watson, Goose, Robin, Tonto, Kit, Barney Fife, Kato, BJ, and Wilson.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go get an orange before we start all this.
Is Calvin the sidekick or was Hobbs the sidekick? Huh?
Oh, did I put? Oh,
The tiger.
I was going to say, I thought Hobbs was.
Hobbs. Sorry. Thank you. So Hobbs.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hobbs. I really enjoyed Calvin and Hobbes, the comic strip.
Oh, yeah. Read it every day.
My favorite is when they fought the snowmen, the evil snowmen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our list. And when G-Webs gets back, we can start voting. Who is BJ? BJ is the monkey from BJ and the Bears. It's from the 80s. I didn't know if enough people would kind of know that one. Larry Knopf is out there. Good evening. But it was really tough trying to come up with the last few ones that everybody would kind of know, and that seemed like, you know, a strong character.
What was the dude's name in the Pink Panther movies?
Kato
that was jumping.
with a Kato with a C.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was another one where I would have liked to put it on, but I didn't know if enough people would know who the character is. And that's another one where the second movie I think is better than the first movie. The sequel is better than the first.
Yeah.
The original movie. All right, looks like G-Webs is back. He's got an orange. So our first matchup is Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbes against Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. American Hillbilly.
I think I probably have to go with Hobbs on this.
Hobbs. G-Webs.
I don't think I ever watched any of the little kid versions of Looney Tunes, so Hobbs.
Gizzard Gary.
Hobbs.
I enjoy both. I really liked Pinky and the Brain, but I would have to say I like Calvin and Hobbes better. Ooh, out there, X Adam 1 said Pinky, and Larry said Pinky.
Just to be clear, people can follow the link and join in and vote, right? Anybody who wants to can just jump in and vote. Be part of it.
Not really. Oh, Mr. Bob Dabalina also said Pinky. And Sergeant Joe Smith. Oh,
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, we picked the unpopular one.
the natives are restless.
Huh. That's it. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before, where there's been such a difference between the panel and the live chat in voting.
Yeah, we were literally 100% the other way. They're 100% the other way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't even seen that show. I've seen commercials for it or whatever, but all that stuff was on when I was an adult. I never even watched any of it.
But unfortunately, we have to go with one. So Hobbs is moving on. Now we've got Chewbacca versus Barney Rubble. Hillbilly?
That's kind of a tough one. I like both of them. Man, I'm going to go with Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble. Hang
Since
on.
he just had more episodes.
Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to do something here real quickly. Oops, no, that's not the one I want. Forgive me here. Just a second. Just trying to do some administrative stuff here real quick.
It means he's cheating. He's rigging it. He's putting his finger on the scale. You think this dog will eat a piece of orange? Carnivore dog will eat a piece of orange. Dog with a whole bunch of canine incisors waiting to kill animals and eat them.
All right, sorry about that. So one for Barney Rubble. And G-Webs, Chewbacca, or Barney Rubble?
Well, if you weren't a sexist and you would have picked Betty, I would have voted for Betty all day. But Barney can go suck it. Chewbacca, 100%.
Gizzard Gary?
I'm going with Barney.
Really?
Really?
Hey, Fred.
X Adam 1, I sent you an email. Gunmetal Guy USA is out there. And we've got Barney from Sergeant Joe Smith, Chewie from Larry, Chewie from X Adam 1. And I'm going to say Chewbacca, so we're going to have a tie here. So far, so I'm not sure if Mr. Bob Dabalina is voting Barney, but that would make it a tie out there too. So we need a tiebreaker. If X Adam 1 follows the link and comes in here, then that'll keep those ties from happening. Roy Munson said Chewbacca, so that would swing it towards Chewbacca. So we're going to give it to Chewbacca.
Kids ain't even seen Star Wars.
That's not the original.
Oh, okay.
So now we've got Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer against Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. American Hillbilly.
Man, I'm a big Patrick fan. I'll have to go Patrick.
One for Patrick. G-Webs?
I don't even know what that. I thought that show was a joke until people keep talking about it. So Willow for sure. I never even seen that show.
Willow.
A cartoon. I don't even know when that came on.
X Adam 1. How's it going?
It's going. So is that Patrick from SpongeBob on 5 and 6?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Patrick because I don't remember much about Willow.
So we've got 2 for Patrick, 1 for Willow. Gary?
I'm going with Willow.
Uh-oh.
I know Patrick added something to the show about making it funny, but again, Willow, I don't remember much about it.
I don't either. I saw the movie with Hilary Swank. Not Hilary Swank, with
She ain't in the movie. I don't even think she's a character in the movie.
yeah, but I never saw the TV show.
The cartoons.
So I'm gonna say Patrick. Iron Road is out there. Morning. So Roy Munson said Patrick. Sergeant Joe Smith Willow. Larry said Patrick. Bob said Patrick. So now we've got Samwise Gamgees from Lord of the Rings versus Dr. Watson from Sherlock Holmes. X Adam 1. Which,
I'm gonna go with Samwise because I don't think the character he was supporting, Fredo, would have made it without him. And with Dr. Watson, I think Sherlock Holmes could have gone without him.
I think that's a reasonable point of view. American Hillbilly. Samwise or Watson?
I liked Watson. I think I'm going to go with Watson.
G-Webs?
Who's against Watson?
Samwise from Lord of the Rings.
I'm going to go with Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson. Gary?
I'm gonna go with Samwise.
Samwise. Oh. So let's see what we've got. We've got 2 for Watson. Sergeant Joe Smith and Larry both said Watson.
That's the guy that's always like, I want to eat breakfast or whatever. We should have another meal.
Mr. Bob Dabalina said Dr. Watson had better drugs. I don't know. This one's kind of tough. Samwise is a great sidekick because he does everything that needs to be done. Like X Adam was saying, that Frodo might not have made it to Mordor without him.
And he grew as a character. He went from being just more subtle, quiet to actually standing up, and he had like a nice little character arc, I think.
But I also really enjoy the Sherlock Holmes stories and the BBC version with the Jeremy Brett.
We should do a vote on whether G-Web should just use a spoon.
Oh no, he's got to use his tiny fork.
I'm like, I would just grab the
tiny forks for a reason.
It's a whole thing with him about the tiny forks. Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Saint is out there. I guess I'm gonna say Sam. Yeah, because even Watson, he helped get Sherlock Holmes off of cocaine.
So he made him lose focus, is what you're saying.
Well,
he got him
Sherlock
off
Holmes
by getting him on fentanyl, and that was messed up.
Sherlock Holmes would use a 7% solution when he would get bored, because if he didn't have anything to work on. And Watson helped get him off of the cocaine. But I'm going to go with Samwise.
Did what's his face get that other hobbit off of the ring? No, he let that guy get addicted to the ring.
So Samwise is going to move on. So now we've got Goose against Robin from Batman and Robin. Goose from Top Gun versus Robin from Batman and Robin. X Adam 1.
I'm going to go with Robin, even though I don't like him, because Goose wasn't in the movie too long.
Yeah, but with Goose, you got the shirtless homoerotic volleyball scenes.
And the Great Balls of Fire scene. Don't forget that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hillbilly.
It's another tough one, man. I was gonna go with the coolness factor. I'm gonna go with Goose.
So one for Goose. G Webs.
Wearing tiny ass shorts all the time ain't cool. So I don't like Robin either, but I didn't like. Well, I liked Top Gun at the time, but I don't have the same fondness for it that a lot of people have. So I guess I'll go with Robin. I guess.
I mean, the final little scene in Top Gun was, "You can ride my tail anytime." Like, oh, what the hell was that?
Gary.
Robin.
Robin.
Gary,
Oh,
you seen Top Gun?
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Okay. Oh snap!
really? So Larry said Goose. Sergeant Joe Smith, Goose. The Saint said Goose. Oh, that's another tough one. It's not so much that I think they're both strong characters. I liked both of them. Did you guys see Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I thought the story was ridiculous, but it was exciting. You know, a good action flick.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not off subject, but I heard that the reason they went ahead and did that was because of Iceman basically being on his deathbed.
I thought they treated his character well.
Yeah, they did. I really thought they did too.
It was they gave him a good send off. Mr. Bob Dabalina is asking which Robin. Just Robin in general. I know there were several different Robins over the years, and I couldn't really tell you who any of them were. I like Batman, but I never got into the comics, so I don't know the different Robins.
Well, Burt Ward from the TV series would be the one I grew up with.
That's the picture I used was with Burt Ward.
And you'd have to spend like a 2-hour show talking about Robins because there's so many of them.
Holy Toledo, Batman! All the little catchphrases he had to say like every show.
Well, I guess my vote won't matter either way because Robin's going to move on. But so I'll give one to Goose. Rest in peace. So Robin moves on. So now we've got Tonto versus Kit. X Adam 1.
I'm assuming that's Kit from Knight Rider, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Kit. He literally carried the main character. So yeah, Kit.
One for Kit. Hillbilly.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Tonto because without Tonto, man, I don't know what Lone Ranger would have done.
Died.
Well, he had to come in and save Tonto like every episode, so
So he would have lived happily ever after, not having to go out there and do adventure.
Tonto saved him in the first place, so he'd have been dead before he was ever Lone Ranger.
G-Webs.
Tonto means friend.
But it says tonto, which means dumb in Spanish. It's T-O-N-T-O, tonto.
Gary.
Tonto.
Tonto. So out there we've got Sergeant Joe Smith said Kit. Larry said Kit. I'm gonna say Kit. I have more fond memories of watching Knight Rider than I do Lone Ranger.
I can remember watching Lone Ranger for a long time. Sunday morning?
Mr. Bob Dabalina said Tonto. So Tonto's moving on. Now we've got Barney Fife versus Kato. I think we know how this one's going to go, but we'll see. X Adam 1, Barney Fife or Kato?
I'm gonna go Barney Fife because of his laugh.
So 1 for Barney Fife. Don Knotts was, I think, a very good comedian.
I loved him in Cannonball Run Part 2, one of my favorites.
He,
Barney was Don Knotts.
yeah.
hmm
Hillbilly.
Man, I just gotta go with Barney Fife.
Really? This
Yeah.
is not going how I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I love Kato too, but yeah, Barney just, yeah. He
Oh, wait,
likes
are we
to
saying
show
Barney
stuff.
Rubble or Barney Fife?
Barney Fife.
Fife from Andy
Barney
Gill.
I'm thinking Barney Rubble. All right.
And he carried a gun.
Well, he only had 1 bullet, which he kept in his pocket. G Webs.
Let him fight. See who wins. I don't like what's his face, so Kato for sure.
So
I didn't like that show.
Gary.
Well, see the way it is, gentlemen. When we have an argument like this, we have to nip it.
Nip it.
Nip
in the bud.
it in the bud. Barney Five.
Nip it.
3 for Barney Fife. So out there, Sergeant Joe Smith said Fife. The Saint, Don Knotts. Mr. Bob Domelina, Barney, Larry Barney. I'm going to say I thought this would be a sweep for Cato. I cannot believe that Cato lost to Barney Fife. I'm voting Cato. I am dumbfounded by this one.
I just pictured him in Mortal Kombat where they're like, Kato wins, but in this case, it's Barney Fife holding his gun.
Barney's fumbling,
Yeah,
trying
but
to get
it's
his
Bruce
bullet out
Lee
of his
getting
shirt
what's his
pocket.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruce
if
Lee.
Kato was up against somebody else, I would have went with Kato.
Well, Cato's beating the shit out of him.
True.
But, the people have spoken. So Barney Fife is moving on. I honestly thought this would be a sweep for Cato. Oh well. So now we've got BJ, the monkey from BJ and the Bear, versus Wilson, the volleyball from the Castaway. X Adam 1.
I'm going to go with Wilson because I've never seen the other show.
Yeah, there's probably only 2 of us that have seen that show. Wilson. So Wilson gets 1. Hillbilly?
I think you got that wrong because the Bear should be there instead of BJ.
Oh, I did that again, didn't I?
Well, the show was about the monkey, and some guy had to drive the monkey around.
Exactly.
Pretty much the way it was, yeah.
There we go. I fixed it.
As much as I love the Bear on BJ and the Bear, oh man, this is another tough one. I think I am going to go with the Bear. Loved the show when I was younger.
So 1 for Bear. G-Webs?
1, I hate what's his face. That one guy. What's his name? I've always hated that guy.
Tom? Hanks?
Hanks. Yeah. I mean, he's done a good thing or 2, but I don't like that guy at all. Plus, I don't like that movie, and it's a monkey. So the world is better because a monkey drove around in a truck for a number of years in the 70s. They took the best of everything, the best of trucking and monkeys, and put them together.
So
And they never pandered. There was never a banana in that movie. They never pandered.
Is it a monkey or a chimp?
They're all
yeah. Mr. Bob Dabalina, we're talking the volleyball. Wilson, the volleyball.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that other guy. That guy
Uh,
would have been a good sidekick, too, though, actually.
Yeah, he would have.
I totally forgot about that show.
well, out of that, I would have picked not him, but the
I know.
The
guy,
wife?
the guy with the beard,
What the hell is his name in the
Oh,
show?
Al.
Yeah.
Al. Yeah, I would have picked
Al
Al.
Borland.
Oh
His
yeah, that's
sidekick.
true. Yeah, see, that sounded a good show for that then, I guess.
He's from Seattle, the actor. Gizzard Gary.
Did that guy ever do anything after that show, or did he just get rich and never do anything?
He did infomercials,
Yeah, I
hawking
seen him in commercials.
works tools in the middle of the night. So, Gary, are you going the Bear or Wilson?
I originally was going to go with Wilson, but you got to remember in the end of the movie, Wilson abandons him entirely. Just disappears. So I got to go with Bear.
Oh. So, the Saint said the monkey got all the hot chicks, all the hot 70s chicks. I'm going to go the Bear. I did like the movie Castaway. But it's BJ and the Bear. I can't remember what grade it was. It was like second grade or something. I remember putting that on in school. I put that as my favorite TV show, even though I don't remember anything about it now. I know at one time it was my favorite TV show. So
Basically, he would drive around and there was a monkey. That was the premise of the show.
yeah, that's all I remember.
I had a BJ and the Bear notebook. It was like on the cover of the notebook.
Mr. Bob Domolina said, I think Bear was Clyde's cousin from Any Which Way But Loose. Left turn, Clyde.
Everybody knows his last name. Well, BJ's last name.
So now we've got Hobbs versus Chewbacca. X Adam 1.
Still gonna go with Chewbacca on this one.
1 for Chewie. Hillbilly.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Chewbacca.
2 for Chewbacca. G-Webs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chewbacca also. There's too much Chewbacca. There's not enough Calvin and Hobbes.
Gary.
Yeah, I'll go with Hobbs. Not that it matters. Then I'm gonna get me a Chewbacca here.
Larry said Chewie. Sergeant Joe Smith said Chewie. I'm gonna vote Hobbs. I was gonna vote that the same reason Gary did. It doesn't really matter, and I really like Hobbs. Chewie is it's awesome, but just for sentimental reasons, I'm choosing Hobbs.
Well,
But-
Hobbs basically became whatever Calvin wanted him to be at the
Yeah.
time. So
But Chewbacca is going to move on. And Chewbacca never fired his crossbow. He didn't in the first movie. I don't think he did in the second movie. He might not have in the first 3 movies. He may not have ever fired his crossbow.
He's 300 years old. He knows that there's other ways to solve problems.
In a world where everyone has lasers and rocket ships, I'm sure it was a wise choice.
Yeah, it'd be hard to go retrieve that arrow, wouldn't it?
Well, it's a laser bolt. So now we've got Patrick from SpongeBob against Samwise Gamgees. X Adam 1.
I'm gonna go Patrick because they had a lot more adventures, and he was always there adding something to it. So Patrick.
1 for Patrick. Hillbilly.
I don't agree with Adam. I'm going with Patrick too. He was funny.
2 for Patrick. G-Webs.
I still never seen the underwater show, so I have to go with the other one, I guess. Even though I don't like that guy either.
Gizzard.
Samwise.
Oh. 2 for Samwise, 2 for Patrick. Larry's saying Patrick. Oh, so I'm gonna say Samwise. I don't like SpongeBob. So Samwise is gonna move.
Is
on.
SpongeBob like a half an hour show, or is it like just a bunch of 10-minute little clips like Bugs Bunny?
I don't know.
Well, it's a half-hour show, but there's so many commercials in between that it really comes down to like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a half-hour cartoon, and
Sergeant Joe Smith said Sam. So now we've got Robin versus Tonto. I think that's a good matchup.
Yeah, it is.
X Adam 1.
Robin outlasted him, so Robin.
1 for Robin. Hillbilly.
I'm gonna go with Tonto.
1 for Tonto. G Webs.
As far as I know, Robin never saved Batman, so I'm gonna go with Tonto.
So Gizzard.
I'm going with Tonto.
3 for Tonto. Larry said Tonto. I'm gonna say Robin, even it doesn't matter, but Mr. Bob Dabalina said Tonto was the better shot. So Tonto is gonna move on.
Was that new one with Johnny Depp any good?
I didn't see it.
I liked
Right.
it, but nobody else liked it.
That's why I didn't watch it, because nobody liked it.
I thought it was pretty cool, but it wasn't good. It was just a cool version of it.
Something to
Ranger.
watch kind of thing.
It was just because it was a different angle of Long Ranger. Like instead of being the normal one they always do, Long Ranger was less of like he was more of a team than just Long Ranger doing everything, telling Tonto what to do.
Now we've got Barney Fife versus the Bear. X Adam 1.
I have to default to Barney Fife. Like I said, I never saw the other one.
So 1 for Barney. Hillbilly.
Man, as much as I love the Bear, I'm gonna have to go with Barney on this one.
2 for Barney. G Webs.
A monkey versus guy I hate. I'll go with the monkey.
That's how we get Rise of the Planet of the Apes now.
So, wow, 1 for Bear. Gizzard.
I'm going to have to go with Barney.
So Barney. Sergeant Joe Smith saying Barney. Larry Knopf. Barney. M. Gabriel said, hey, bracket. I'm going to say Bear. Because I don't care for Barney. I like Otis better than I do Barney. The drunk that's always that puts himself in jail so he can sleep it off. Oh, so now we've got Chewbacca versus Samwise Gamgees.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen every. What do they call that show? Oh man, I can't think of the show.
The Andy Griffith Show?
Andy Griffith Show. I probably have because of the way that the TV used to be. But the only ones I like Barney Rubble is when they actually gave him like respect. Every once in a while there'd be like a show where they respected him and he like actually was able to do something. I was like, why don't they just leave it like this? Why they gotta make a joke out of him all the time?
He'd always get mad at everything and overreact and try to pull his gun. That's all I remember.
X Adam 1, Chewbacca or Samwise?
Samwise.
M. Gabriel's asking who you like best or who wins in a fight. I like to keep the brackets kind of open-ended where you decide by your own criteria.
It's who's the better sidekick. That's what I was going by.
Hillbilly.
I'm gonna have to go with Chewbacca on this one. I was not a Lord of the Rings fan at all.
1 for Chewbacca. G-Webs?
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Gary.
Well, I have seen all the Lord of the Rings movies, so I'm going with Samwise.
Ooh. So it's tied 2-2. Sergeant Joe Smith said Chewie. Larry said Chewie. I'm going to go with Chewbacca. Yeah. I think they're equally dedicated to their partners. But Chewie's is Star Wars, and even though Star Wars has fallen on hard times and it sucks now, the franchise, I still will go with Star Wars. So Chewbacca. Now we've got Tonto versus Barney Fife. Ooh,
You'll
that's an
always have the
interesting.
Christmas special.
Oh, dear Lord. The only thing, the Christmas special is really bad. There's also the
Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, kind of the musical stage thing they did with all the cast. That was also terrible. But so X Adam 1, Tonto or Barney Fife?
Barney Fife.
Barney is proving to be a lot stronger competitor than I expected in this. Hillbilly.
Man, this is a really tough one for me too. I'm gonna go with Barney Five still.
So 2 for Barney. G-Webs.
The other guy.
Tonto.
Tonto for sure.
1 for Tonto. Gizzard.
I'm going to put Barney into the finals.
Holy shit. Barney was definitely a dark horse in this. He's a Cinderella story. So we've got Sergeant Joe Smith saying Fife, Larry saying Barney, Bob Dabalina saying Barney. I'm going to say Tonto. I like Don Knotts. I'm not a fan of Barney, though. But Barney moves on somehow, some way.
This is exactly why Foss don't do brackets all the time.
I'm. This is one where a lot of things happened in this bracket I did not expect. Yeah, I still do not understand how Barney Fife beat Kato. I know, but these brackets are fair and legitimate, so I'm not.
As they say, that's why they play the game.
And that is true.
Any bracket that's been sent back to the manufacturer this many times and scrutinized for its paint and then all of its mildew and whatever other things that this bracket's gone through, you would hope it would be an elaborate bracket.
So now for the finals, we've got Chewbacca versus Barney. I can't even say it. Barney Fife. Chewbacca versus Barney Fife. X Adam 1.
I was looking at Barney Fife right now. So you mentioned Chewbacca never shot his bow. He fired his gun 3 times into the courthouse floor, 2 times into the air, and Andy's front porch. So he has shot his gun multiple times. I'm gonna go Barney.
Oh, hillbilly.
Man, I'm going to go with Barney. Definitely a 2A guy, and a lot of times his cider turned, and it was really funny when he drank hard cider.
This has turned into Slim Jim is a candy bar kind of bracket. Oh, G-Webs.
The non-mythical character here, Chewbacca.
One for sanity, Chewbacca. Gary.
Oh man, Gary's choking right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's winner, Barney 5.
Boss is all thinking some people just want to watch the world burn.
Oh, Sergeant Joe Smith said 5. Larry Knopf.
Boss is about ready to kick us off.
The people's candidate.
I'm voting Chewy. But somehow, some way, Barney Fife is the best sidekick. Burr, 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 burr. The saint said, "Burn, baby, burn." I will. I have to say, there is no way I ever would have predicted Barney Fife making it to the final or winning.
And guys, welcome to the final and last show of Hillbilly, Gizzard, and Adam.
You guys ruined it. They'll
Picking
never
our
do
new
a bracket
guests.
again. They'll never do a bracket again now.
It may be a while. I need time to process what happened tonight. But it was a fair vote, so you know. Oh
It still don't make it feel any better though, does it, buddy?
no, it does not. Oh.
Someone did mention something about a villains bracket. That'd be a good one. I'm not sure if you've done one before for villains, like best villains, just in general.
No, we have not. Mr. Bob Davalina said Barney was truly brave. He stood up to Ralph Hollister, even though he was quaking in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I watched the original, a little more Dune talk. The 80s Dune movie.
This is your punishment for making Barney win.
And well, this is mainly for you.
Yeah, nobody else cares about Dune.
The first, I thought the first half of the movie was pretty good. The second half of the movie, they kind of crammed too much into it.
Wait, which one are you talking about now?
Dune,
The 80s Dune movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. The made for TV?
No.
The real one. The
Yeah.
Sting one. Okay.
Yeah. Especially comparing it to the book, the way that I forgot the name of the main character.
Muad'Dib.
Yeah, Muad'Dib. Paul. His relationship with the Fremen is better in the book and kind of in the new movie, because the new movie follows the book more closely. In the 80s movie, he's in charge, but in the book, he kind of you see him develop, but you also see also one of the things is the politics behind what he's doing. The 80s movie treats Duke Leto as a benevolent character where he's not. He's a duke. He's like a feudal duke.
The dad, you mean?
Where
The
he's
dad.
he's not evil, but he acts like royalty. But he cares about the people, and Paul is kind of that way, but you see him make political moves in what he's doing. And I read that's why Tolkien didn't like Dune, because there wasn't that sharp divide between good and evil. Because Paul is mostly good, but he's willing to do things like a lord, like a duke would, to meet the ends that he wishes. But
I tried watching the 2021, I think, or 2011 version, but whatever the part 1 of the newer Dune was, I couldn't get through it. I saw the part 2 first. I thought it was really, really long. I lost interest somewhere in the middle. It was still okay to watch because at that point I felt committed, and I had already ordered my popcorn.
I'm waiting for it to come out on the streaming, where it's on Prime right now, but it's $23 to rent it. So I'm waiting for it to not be $23 to rent.
In a few hours, I'm also going to watch the Fall Guy that's coming out today.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
It's not
in
the
that.
same Fall Guy. It's a rom-com.
Oh,
You know that Mr. and Mrs. Spy or something, where they're
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that one. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, it's not that movie, but it's like
similar.
they're in love with each other, and there's like action, but she's the boss, like she's the main character, and then it's like Barbie. It's not Fall Guy for sure. And I don't know.
I thought it was going to be just an action movie. That's why I like that.
No, it's an action movie, and it's got Emily Blunt in it, but it's not what most people would think of when they go, "Oh, the Fall Guy." It's going to be like, wasn't he like a private investigator or something? Like, it's kind of that, but not. It's definitely not him. Like, he's just there to hang out with her, and she's what the movie's about. And it's one of those movies where it's like, we're movie people, so we're going to make all these references to making a movie. Like, if all the rest of us know what they're talking about, like, hey, he's the key gaffer, or dumb shit like that. Like, we're supposed to know what it is. So it's like one of those fourth wall. They look at the camera, and I don't know. It's probably really clever for people that like it, but
like a bunch of industry jargon.
Yeah, I was looking for like an actual, recreation of an action show, and it was like, hey, let's take an action show and make it a romantic comedy with some action, but also twist all the characters around. Not that I love the Fall Guy, but it was, I don't know, not the movie I would think. Well, I don't think that, I haven't seen any of the trailers. I don't think the trailers were trying to make it look like the transporter or something.
The trailer I saw, the part of it that I saw, he's like a stunt double. So that's his whole thing.
He's a stunt double, and he gets like his broken back, and then he has to come back and be in her movie. But then I think there's like a crime or something, but I quit watching it. It was so lame. I just was like, I'll watch it to see if something happens, but I quit watching it.
I don't know, what's his face? Who's starring in that?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling is no Lee Majors.
No, exactly. They're not even trying. They're just like, they just took that premise and was like, hey, you know what we can do? Make all these people mad by using that movie to make this movie.
He had to do something after he made Barbie, I guess.
I am always leery of remakes like that. Especially after the Leave It to Beaver, when that happened. When and the Brady, when they made movies out of those that were awful, you know, I learned quickly that it doesn't work. Yeah. Is you take
Sometimes
some.
seems like Hollywood just can't come up with any new ideas, you know, and they pour millions into an old show. And
I've noticed that too since 2020. There really have been no awesome blockbusters. Even the ones that are hyped up aren't that great. But I think it's they're concentrating everything on the online streaming shows because they've come up with really good shows, but no real good movies have come out.
So Iron Road, are you talking about the movie, or you were released from the hospital 3 hours ago from a car wreck? If it's you, I hope you're okay. It's
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man.
you do run into where they're basically there are no new stories because people have been telling stories forever, as long as man has existed. So, you know, there's only so many stories you can come up with, and everything else is just a retelling, a different version of the same story.
I think I remember from like junior high or something, them telling us how many, wasn't there like 12 stories or something that can happen? Like man against man, man against nature, and all that.
Yeah.
Like the revenge type of movie and all that. Yeah.
Oh, it was him. Well, it's his right leg is swollen. First off, glad you're in one piece. So hopefully you recover quick from this. Mr. Bob saying there's 7 types of stories: overcoming the monster, rags to riches, the quest, voyage, and return, comedy, tragedy, and rebirth.
I guess a murder mystery would be fall under tragedy.
Yeah, but kind of like, I guess, with the Fall Guy and some of the other movies where they take an older show and then sometimes they'll say, well, I like this thing. Like, well, a good example is He-Man, where Kevin Smith took He-Man, killed He-Man off, and then made it about his sister, about She-Ra. Why not just make a She-Ra movie? It'd be, you know, they're banking on the name of the He-Man and the memories of that to get viewers instead of just making up a new story, or, you know, since it's about She-Ra, to make it about She-Ra.
yeah, and we all know that you can't take He-Man out. I mean, Skeletor tried forever.
Well, it literally no longer becomes He-Man because he's dead.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he died as a character.
Yeah, they kill him off.
He's up there with Goose now.
And they don't even, I mean, he doesn't die heroically. I think he dies of like an illness off
What movie
screen.
are you talking about?
The TV show, they remade, Kevin Smith remade He-Man.
Oh, the cartoon or in real life?
Yeah.
Huh.
Cartoon.
Well, I never seen that. When was this?
A few years ago.
Oh shit.
I think I remember them coming out in a few cartoons together. He-Man and She-Ra. She rode the Pegasus horse, right?
Yeah. The goddamn bacon's out there. All of my life, stories start, keep going on, and very spiritual. Current spirits is Evan Williams. There was a remake God, it might have been like 10 years ago now, but they redid Thundercats. It was a Japanese remade Thundercats.
The animated
And-
type one.
Yeah, and it started out kind of scene for scene remake, and then quickly lost its way. I thought the animation looked really, really nice, but the story kind of got weird, kind of fast.
I only saw the little intro of it. I never actually watched the TV show because I was watching it on YouTube. Something came up and I saw it. So I clicked on it and they did a side by side comparison of the original, but that was it. I didn't know they actually made it into a show.
Anybody watch the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare yet?
No, I
I think
I'm-
Sarge told us he saw it.
I watched it 3 times already. Watched it another time.
He said it was pretty good.
It is good.
Wow,
I
just
mean,
from the preview with Jack Reacher trying to do a British accent, just really killed it.
No, he's not. Reacher is Swedish.
Oh well, that's whatever accent he's doing is terrible.
That's even worse.
He only has to speak like 4 times because mainly he's this is a real story. So he's the guy from Sweden, and his thing was he killed everybody with a bow and arrow and an axe in World War II. So while everybody else is running around machine guns and stuff, this guy was with a bow and arrow. So he doesn't really speak that much. And he speaks mostly to piss off the Nazis. He like just fucks with them until he starts killing them. But essentially, these guys were all like murderers, and they were just looking for reasons to kill Nazis.
Yeah.
I did see the movie Sisu yesterday, though. It reminded me of that when you talked about him walking around with those things because he has
Yeah,
that taking knives and
saw
all that.
I liked it. It was as the movie goes along, it becomes more implausible, but it's just the kind of movie it is.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that ending scene with the plane where he like catches onto it. I'm like, I don't know, but like I at that point, it's whatever. It was already towards the end anyway.
Yeah, but I did like it. I enjoyed it.
I think it's more they laid it out. The actual, like, whoever did the directing on it, the camera angles, everything. I think that made it interesting.
Yeah. X Adam 1. Is there anything you'd like to plug? You got anything coming up? Any videos coming out?
I hope to do another live stream soon. I do need to fix my MacBook. I should be getting the parts in today or tomorrow, provided it is repairable. I should get that done. So hopefully I'll do another live stream, another small giveaway or something. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Upcoming videos. I haven't recorded anything. I did go to the range today, but with no place to really back it up and save it. For right now, I'm putting actual videos on pause, but it should be up and running hopefully in the next few days.
Very good. Hillbilly.
Hey, buddy. First of all, I want to say thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun with the bracket, and sorry you got burned on that with Barney 5, but anyway, I actually just kind of a pop-up deal. We had to scoot ahead of time, so tomorrow night we're doing a live with Travis P11 and Defense Dad, and I think a few other people that is going to Thunder on the Prairie. And so they're going to talk about Thunder on the Prairie and kind of let everybody know what to expect and how to sign up and everything. So I think that'll be a really fun time. It's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. And then, of course, we have Guns, Beer, and Therapy at 9 p.m. on Saturday nights. If you make it, we'd sure love to have you. And of course, I got some videos coming up. And Adam, I want to say I watched your first live, buddy. Glad you got into it. Looking forward to the next one.
Thank you.
Let me do this.
Gearwebsites.com for 2A stickers, patches, books, logo design, web design, 3D printing, technology consulting, and so much more. Gearwebsites.com.
Anything you want to plug, G-Webs?
Gotta find my microphone. I'll plug Brooks 2A2. Or wait, her suicide prevention Saturday on Saturday afternoon, just before Hillbilly. Thanks for hosting.
Barney, anything you want to plug?
I've got a live stream coming up Friday night, Foul Territory. That's at 9 p.m. Central Time. Like to see everybody there if you could. Had something else, but I can't think of it. Has some new knives coming in. Just did a video yesterday on some new fiber optic sights from XS Sights. Fiber optic sights for Glock pistols. So check that out. And thanks for having me. It's a great bracket, and I think the best character won. So.
Don't you also have a Wednesday chat for those who might be channel members?
I have a Wednesday members only chat at 8 p.m. Central every Wednesday. So if you're a channel member, please stop by. We get together, we have fun, and yeah.
I'll have to say I am gobsmacked. I don't know. In disbelief that Barney Fife is the best sidekick. But the people have spoken. So appreciate everybody that was out there in the live chat. And if you were watching and didn't say anything, I do appreciate you too. Don't be afraid to speak up. Let me know that you're out there. And if you watch this in replay, leave a comment. Agree with, disagree with the bracket. Which was your favorite sidekick? Let me know. I read all the comments and I really do appreciate them. They feed my ego. And this weekend is supposed to be an overnight. And there probably will be an overnight. Slight chance there might not be an overnight. Don't have a topic. So, and I'm exhausted. So there's a slight chance I might just sleep in. We shall see. Other than that, let me get over to there it is. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good rest of the night and go do something good.